Okay, so let's end today by talking about what are the steps to answering reading questions? There are 4 steps. You start by unpacking the question stem, you research the answer, predict the answer, and then find the one correct answer. So unpacking the question stem is what we did in our last presentation when we talked about all the different types of questions that are asked. So look back there. That's going to help you see what kind of question it is. So it's important to identify what kind of question it is so you know how to research your answer. If it's detail, you're going to want to go back to the question or back to the specific part of the passage that talks about that question. If it's global, then you just want to look at your notes and so forth with the different types of questions. Second step is to research the answer. When a question gives you a specific part of the passage, this is when you go back and read that part and read the context that's right before and right after it. If it doesn't give you a specific and it's more talking about the passage as a whole, this is when you go and review your summary at the end of the passage. If you don't know where to begin, start by using the process of elimination, looking at the answer choices that don't seem to work and finding the one that does. Skip the question, come back to it later, or just make a guess. Don't spend too much time in a question that is confusing, but only do that after you do the research process. So you want to research the question before you even look at the answer choices. So don't look at them. Try to answer the question itself without reading through the choices. Because for set 3, we're going to predict what the answer is. So pretend that this test is not multiple choice. Try to answer the question of your own based on your research so that then you can look at the answer choices. If you're struggling to predict, just look at what kind of tone the answer should be in or what, So use active reading of the passage, characterize the correct answer, think through what it might be. But again, we're going to try to predict the answer so that for step 4, then we can read through the questions and find the answer that matches ours the best. If not, you're going to use process of elimination to solve or just throw in a guess. For these, you want to be so careful to answer the question before you read the choices so that you aren't thrown off by the intentionally misleading questions that are in there. Also, with any reading passage, there could be multiple correct answers, but you are looking for the best answer. So again, this can help you figure out the best answer without being swayed by one of the other answers that seems like it's the right one. So again, to summarize what you should do tomorrow, first, read the passage and take note of what each paragraph is about while you go. I always used when it's digital, like what you'll see tomorrow, I'd use a piece of scratch paper and just write quick notes about each paragraph as I go along. At the end, you're going to want to write a summary of what the passage was about and what the author is trying to say. Then you're going to go through the questions one by one. So you'll read the question, you'll try to answer it without looking at the answer choices, and then you'll read through the answer choices and find the one that fits you best. If you still don't know after that process, that's when you use elimination and then you guess. Never leave an answer blank. You can skip it, but I suggest guessing and then circling and then coming back to it because blank answer choices are automatically just going to be wrong, and guesses might give you a chance of having a correct answer. Tomorrow, you're going to do this with a passage, and hopefully these tips help when answering through the questions.